Hey there, welcome back to our Power Platform tutorial series. I'm Diani. Today we'll be taking a step-by-step process of deploying Power Platform solutions seamlessly across environments using Azure DevOps pipelines. This will reduce the time you spend on logistics of deployments to your target environments, simplifying your life. But before we dive into this exciting adventure, do me a solid. Hit the subscribe button, give us a surrounding thumbs up, and let your thoughts pour down in the comment section below. Your support is greatly appreciated. Let's go to Azure portal and create an Azure AD App Registration. In the global search for App Registration. Click on it on the list. Then click New Registration. Give it a name and leave everything else as default. And hit the registration button. The app is created. Go to the app permissions and click on Add Permission. On the side pane, select Dynamic CRM. Check User Impersonation and click Add Permissions. Let's grant admin consent for our tenant. Great, it's granted successfully. Go back to the overview. We need to create a secret. On the Client Secret tab, click New Client Secret. Choose when it expires. Give it a description. And click Add. Copy the value and secret ID into Notepad as well as this information. We'll use this information later. Don't forget the name too. Now copy the other details of our app to Notepad. Next step is to add the service principal as app user in Power Platform for our environment. In Power Platform Admin Center, go to Environments. Select the environment you want to configure. Click See All under Users. Select App Users List. And add a new app user. Add an app. Select the app we just created in Azure in the list and add it. Select the business unit and edit the security roles. We are going to give this one System Administrator. Save and create. Go back to your environment and repeat the same process for the other environment. Our next step is to install Power Platform build tools in Azure DevOps. Go to Azure DevOps portal, click on your project, and go to Project Settings. Under Pipelines, navigate to Service Connections and create one. On the side pane, look for Power Platform. It's not there, right? We need to install it. Let's go to the Marketplace. Make sure you're on the Azure DevOps tab and search for Power Platform Build Tools. Select it and get it for free. Make sure you select the right organization and click Install. Proceed to Organization. This takes us back to the Azure DevOps portal. Click on the project and project setting. Service connections. Let's try creating again. Look for Power Platform. There we go, it's now there. Select it and click Next. Let's try to get all the required fields values for our environments. Select the environment, copy the URL and other related values for it. Use the values we copied earlier, populate the fields and give it a name. Grant it access permissions to pipelines and save. Let's create another one for our production environment. Populate the fields and give it a name. Grant it access to the pipeline and save. Now we are going to set up repository permissions. Under Repos, select Repositories. Select our repo and go to Security. Select Project Collection Build Service and set Contribute Permission to Allow. Do the same with the Power Platform Projects Build Service. Now we need to create a self-hosted agent. Under Pipelines, select Agent Pools. Click Add Pool. Select Self-Hosted. Give it a name. Grant access to pipelines and click Create. When created, click on it. Go ahead to create a new agent. Download the agent. Once it's downloaded, extract it into a folder. Launch a terminal. Navigate to the directory. When you look into the location, you will see config.cmd and run.cmd along with other folders. Run the config.cmd file. Type in the server URL. In my case, it's dev.azure.com/Diani365. Hit the enter key for pet. Paste the personal access token you have created. It's registering our agent. Let's paste our agent pool name. You can give your agent a name or press on enter to keep the machine name as the name. Press enter for the work folder. We're gonna hit yes, yes, yes. Continue with enter. And say yes. Let's open services. Refresh and you will notice our agent, but it's not running. Go back to terminal and run the run.cmd file. Now go back to services. Our agent is running. This is the same in Azure DevOps. Now it's time to create the build pipeline. On Azure DevOps, let's expand the side pane and select pipelines. Create pipeline. On this page, we need to use the classic pipeline builder, but the option is not there. This is not a problem. Let's fix the issue. Click on Azure DevOps at the top, then Organization Settings. Look for Settings under Pipeline section and select it. You see that these options I'm highlighting are enabled. We need to disable them to fix our issue. Go back to DevOps. Select our project. Let's try again to create a pipeline. Now the used classic editor is showing. You can see it is allowing us to use the classic editor. Let's say you only want to enable or disable the classic editor for a specific project. This is possible. Like before, click on Azure DevOps at the top. Then select the project. Click on the project settings. Look for Settings under Pipeline section and select it. Scroll to look for the name options with Disable before. Let's disable both of them and see what happens to our project. Go back to Pipelines and try to create. You see now it's gone. Let's re-enable it again for our project. Scroll down and toggle off. Back to project, pipeline, and now it's back. Great stuff. Let's go back to our main project and create a pipeline. On this page, leave source as Azure repo git, but make sure our team project, repository, and branch are correct. Click on the link to continue. On the template page, select Empty Job. select agent job 1 and give it a nice name. This will be for our QA environment. Click on the plus icon on the job to add Power Platform Tool Installer task. Add the task. Let's add another task for who I am. Make sure to select the service principal and select the right service connection for our QA. Let's add a task to export the solution. Let's select our QA service connection. While we edit, create a variable for solution name. Back to tasks, populate solution name with our new variable we just created. For our solution output file, type in build artifact staging directory variable / solution name _ unmanaged.zip. For everything I'm doing, I'll be putting it in my Git repository so you can copy the details if you miss the details. You can leave it as an unmanaged solution and don't worry about the version. Leave it as it is. Make sure the export solution as a synchronous operation is checked. Let's add a task to unpack our solution. Search for Power Platform Unpack. Edit. For solution input file, we can copy the output value from our previous task on the target folder to unpack solution. You can paste the same but with some modifications. Instead of an underscore between the solution name variable and unmanaged, replace it with a / and delete the .zip at the end, as this is a folder for our unpacked files, and leave it as unmanaged, managed, or both on the type of solution drop-down value. Add a task to publish our build artifact. We are going to leave everything else except on the path to publish value. Copy and paste our last task's target folder to unpack solution. Now we are adding our last task. Search for script. And add command line. On my Git repo, you can get the following script, but I will explain what it is doing. Using this script, our pipeline is going to look into the path we specified during the unpack and publish artifact to upload everything to our Azure DevOps repo. Clear up the script text box. Navigate to the folder. Configure the user details. Let's check out the branch. Let's pull everything from the remote branch. Let's commit our local folder. Then push using the access token to our origin branch. Save the changes. Now we can run the build pipeline. Click Queue. Make sure to select the right pull agent and branch. Then hit run. On this view, we can see it has queued our job. You can open this row to see the details of the run. Keep in mind, this does take some time. You see the green ticks? It means we're still good. No errors at this point. Let's wait for all the tasks to be run successfully. Good job, it's done and ran with no issues. Let us go to our repo and see our files. On our repo, we can see our build source direct folder. You can go ahead and check out our unpacked solution. Now it's time to build a release pipeline so our QA solution can be deployed to production. In Pipeline section, select Release, New Pipeline. Close this side pane, we'll come back to it soon. Click on Add an Artifact, select Azure Repos tile, and make sure you're on the right project if you have multiple projects. Then select the source repository for our build. Choose the branch. The default value, leave it as is and add. Now add a stage to bring the side pane we closed earlier. Click on Empty Job on Template. We want to do it from scratch. Give our stage a name. Then on the stage tile, click on the link to add tasks. This looks familiar, right? It's the same thing we did before when we were creating our build pipelines. But now our tasks are going to be a little different as we want to deploy to another environment. Click on the plus icon to start. Search for Power Platform Tools Installer. Edit. Now we add the task to pack our solution in our repo. Click on the ellipsis next to Solution folder of Solution to Pack. Select our repo folder. For the solution output file, we are going to input the build.staging directory variable /solutionname.zip. Depending on your preference, the solution type can be managed or unmanaged. Just remember, best practices is managed for production environments. Let's add an import task for our solution. Select our authentication type, then select Production Service Connection. Let's go back to our previous task and copy the solution output file. Then paste it in the solution input file. Make sure the input solution as an asynchronous operation is checked. Let's add a publish task to publish our solution. Again, select the authentication type and select Prod Service Connection. Save our work. It seems we forgot something important. To select the right agent pool. Save again for the changes. We are now done with our configuration. We need to run the release. Click on Create Release. Then on the side pane, hit Create. You see now we have a notification that the release has been created. Click on the release link to see the run. You can see now in the stages tile, our release pipeline is in progress with 4 tasks. To see a high-level detail of the run, click on the tile. And you can click on View Logs to see more details on the logs. Check that out, it's running smooth. And it's done. That was fast. Let's go to our production environment to see if indeed it was deployed successfully. There's our solution in QA environment, created a couple of days ago. Change the environment to production, and there it is, created 4 minutes ago. You can open the solution for inspection of components. And everything seems to be here as from the QA environment. And there you have it. In today's tutorial, we took you through a step-by-step guide of deploying your Power Platform solution using Azure DevOps, from configuring Azure AD App Registration, setting Service Principal as app user in Power Platform environments, installing Power Platform build tools, setting up our repository permissions, creating a self-hosted agent, creating build and release pipelines, and running them to deploy our solution from QA to production. If you found this tutorial as exciting as we did, give us a virtual high five, hit that like button, and hey, if you're hungry for more thrilling content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for tuning in.